Why is it like this? The haters should be loved, we invited. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous. Why is it like this? Instead of haters should be loved, we invited. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous.
Tell us you're there. Okay, I'm gonna wait and see. Can you hear us now? That's so funny.
Oh, she's ended it. I was going to answer live on air when we ring them.
Can we ring them? And it's making me laugh. Can I say thank you? It's me worrying you can hear the traffic outside. You can't hear anything.
Can you hear?
Yes, that sound.
Are we
Thank
still
you.
live on here? Are we still live on here with the interruptions of calls, which were so? Oh my goodness, she's ringing again. Does that mean that we're not? That we can't hear?
She's soft, so she don't so.
Hiya. You can hear us? Oh, thank you. Thanks, sound quality control team. We would not be able to cope without you.
Really appreciate
Bye
you.
bye. Excellent. Okay,
That's made me sweat.
we're back. Yeah, me too.
I was so ready. I had this all set up. I thought it was working.
I think we just did the best intro ever, and now I can't remember any of what we said. And
Yeah. You all heard it. I know you all
my
heard
pretty
it.
nails and my tattoo that matches the ADP.
That's what we're talking about. How that was got way before we decided to do this, and they're good colours. And today's episode, we just started.
Yeah, we hadn't. We were still kind of talking about colours and what I'd been doing in the garden, so we've not actually missed any.
Yeah, you probably just skipped all the waffle. It's probably better off. But thank you again.
I have seen that funny meme where it's like, is it rude just to walk up to people and just go skip?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's so rude, but I wish it was a part of society sometimes.
Or mute.
Like if someone ever did that to me though.
I know, that's the thing. You're like passionately telling them something and they just went skip. Think I would like.
There's got to be a
Lose my
mirror
temper.
episode that's like that.
I would definitely lose my temper though. Or would we be entitled to lose our temper? We're talking about it being a them problem and not a you problem. Know where you're wanted.
Yeah, I think it takes a strong ego to go, okay.
Well, to be honest, this is what we were talking about in terms of the unsolicited messages while we were still
Yes.
muted.
So that's what today's episode is on. Unsolicited episode.
Yeah.
Unsolicited messages. And we touched on the subject last episode, which is how we got to deciding that we'd do it this week. So yeah, how did we get onto it last week?
Because we were talking about when people are mean to you on the internet or face to face, and how do you respond to that when actually, if they're being judgmental and being highly critical, usually it's a them problem. But it's still
100%.
hard to deal with, isn't it? So
Yeah.
we were talking about, I got a message on my Instagram. This was a while ago. I was probably posting a lot more selfies back then. I was doing my pole fitness, and there would have been pole poses and things. So it probably was a sexier overall account. And yeah, this lad messaged me saying, you're not even hot enough, or you're not even pretty enough to be posting these things. I was like, oh, thanks very much for the feedback.
I know. Was he hot enough to be making this feedback?
Do you know what? I didn't even look, because this is the thing. I am quite healed in the sense that, you know, so I just put back to him, I hope that made you feel better, and a praying hands, because I wanted him to kind of realise that says a lot more about you than it does about me.
100%. Yeah. And that's what I love about it. You're so strong in that sense. But even with the way you prefaced saying that story, you said that, oh, you know, my pictures were a little bit different back then. You was like giving it, like you were trying to
justify he had the right to say it.
In that sense, like you're still trying to, and it just breaks my heart that
I suppose
women experience this. And this is why we're looking at messages that you get online that you didn't ask for. And for some reason, this guy thinks he can say the weirdest thing. I'm sure there is many women that are sending men strange messages as well. It's got to happen. I'm sure if you venture through Twitter, you'll find all these examples. But I was really struggling doing this research.
I'll be honest, actually, I worked with somebody quite recently, that a male, that was receiving messages from a female co-worker that was above him in terms of the hierarchy.
Wow.
Being really, really, what's the word, inappropriate. And we were kind of half giggling about it because I was going through a really similar thing.
Right.
So we were discussing stories in the morning whilst we're having a coffee waiting for the students to turn up. And it was a real eye-opener to realise, oh my goodness, females can be just as kind of predatory as males, and taking advantage of the position she was in. He was trying to get some paperwork, some documents through, and she was in the position that she was going through those documents. And I think it even got to the point where when she had to come and do this survey with him, she actually made a comment like to do with, shall we have sex over there? And he just completely glazed over it and was like, and the fire exits are in the corner.
Oh my word.
And you know, it's out of order at the end of the day. It's not sexy, it's not attractive to you can tell if somebody's not into it.
And that's not even an unsolicited message. That's your boss. That's someone above you in a company. That's that power dynamic. That
it definitely
horrible. I don't like that. That's
I mean, it definitely goes on. I find it I find it hard, like in business, when people say to me, oh, but being a woman hasn't really affected it that much. And it's like, you know, like,
okay,
that's what this kind of episode is.
Thank you for telling me, dude. Thank you, Steve.
It's like, do you know how many meetings I've been to for a coffee to discuss my business plan that 20 minutes in, I've realised they're looking at me all like, right, we're not here for a coffee and my business idea, are we?
Exactly. There's a good example of this in the document as well, because this disrespecting a professional status in the bids to like try and woo you in this misogynistic way is it's not cool, but it's happening a lot. And the reason that I also want to disclose that it's heavily focused on the women's experience is because I am a woman, and some of these examples
from experience
are my own. We can only really comment from that, but it happens.
It's involved in the chat as well. You know, if there's anybody out there that have got stories they want to share, we want to hear them.
100%. So before we start, we've got some brand new. We're going to put it over here, and then in this one, we're going to change the view so that you can see it. So hopefully that means you can see it. Where's my mic over here? Mic.
Oh, this is all the techie stuff that I have not got a Scooby about. Can you all see us?
Can you see the website? I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna say anything.
Somebody, well, we've got a minute delay, so
It's a little bit shorter. I've made it, hopefully,
oh, nice.
to where I realise everyone's left. Peace, girls. The rest is on you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, hopefully you can all see the website.
I'm almost certain you can. So I'm going to carry on. You can get it through here, can you? Can't you? The shop.
Well, the product that you're looking for is actually on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. So it's on there anyway.
You can show them the product on the shop though, which would probably be quicker and easier to do. It's the sensors. So keep going down. It's the second one that was ever out. Yeah, it's this one.
So this guide is now available in printed form.
I've got a copy in the car.
It's we love that you're able to download these for free. It's really important for us that we do this. Lindsay spent so much time making these. They're awesome.
This is potentially my favourite one as well, because the basic 5 senses are just not given enough credit, in the sense that the whole of what we experience around us, the world, is because of our 5 senses.
Yeah.
And everybody's 5 senses are slightly different. So everybody is experiencing a slightly unique reality. And
so everyone's got a different tuning.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the basis of all neurodivergency, all mental health, all well-being is knowing what your set feels and looks like. Because I've got super sensitive hearing. So I can get highly distracted, really irritated. I suffer from, I don't know how you say it, misophonia. I've no. I don't know how you say it, but that's the extreme response to certain sounds, and they're usually bodily reactions. So dinner time with a group of people eating can be highly, highly triggering.
Yeah.
But I know these things. I also am accountable. I own it. I'm not going around telling everyone, "Oh, Pat, making that noise while you're eating, it's disgusting." Like,
holding other people accountable for your.
I remove myself. I wear my earphones. I take deep breaths. You know, so this booklet is all about getting to know your senses, and then it kind of can might make you realise that there's certain situations you're being triggered in, such as the supermarket, because you're finding yourself overwhelmed by your senses.
Yeah, our environment's really a key point, isn't it? And these are really good at looking at different situations and then working through your own senses, working out how you fit on this scale of how do all these different senses affect you.
And the cool thing is that there's actually facts and things. So when you go through the top bit, there's facts about different animals, their senses. So I found it really entertaining to read through it, even though I wrote it.
Sorry, my mum's getting a dressing gown in the background, so I don't keep quiet.
Nicely done.
Now whispering hi.
But yeah, so they're interesting, they're helpful, fun. They can be used with any age group, and it's not just a kids thing at all by any means. There's loads of useful and relative information in there.
So how do I find it on Amazon?
Okay, this is where you're going to test me. So yeah, get Amazon up, and you should be able to write in the basic 5 senses by Lindsay Ann, and bring it straight up. If you buy it directly from us, it's £4.50 plus postage and packaging. If you get it directly from Amazon, it's a little bit more. That's because of they add on extra charges and things. But yeah, that is.
So please
leave some reviews as well. I definitely need a few 5-star reviews on there to that'll help sales as well.
Definitely.
I'm trying to get the anxiety. The anxiety one will be up there soon, but it just keeps bouncing back as there's a problem with the size, even though it's exactly the same size. Send me strength.
It's them technical people that just drive us insane.
Yeah, that's the thing. It should have been such a smooth process, and it's like it's come back 6 times now.
Definitely.
The other one has. That one went through, and the other one's come back 6 times.
Distress. You need to buy this. You need to get yourself
hard work
one of these. Get your friends one. Get all your family one. It's Christmas soon.
Yeah. Brilliant
Very
stock,
soon.
Brilliant stock.
Yeah, it would really be really appreciated, because it would be supporting us, and
supporting yourself, without a doubt. Supporting yourself as well.
Oh yeah. The flow of compassion to outwards and inwards. So anyway,
Yeah, thank you for that opportunity to give my work a shout out.
Let's get it out. Let's get it sent to people. And even if you just want to share it on social media,
Yeah,
if you think
please
other
do.
people, we know other people will benefit from it. So it's just a case of getting it out there. So we'll shut up now, I suppose, about self promotion.
Yeah,
Your week, how's it been?
really, really busy, but good. Like, other than so stressed today.
Yeah, it's been a. Do you find the heat on top of having loads to do? It's just like,
See,
it disables me.
usually I'm absolutely fine with the heat, but today I've been had such a short fuse. I
It's
don't
just
know
got to.
whether, yeah, I don't know if it's hormonal, if it's the heat, if it's just that it's the second week back at term, so you know you're using a lot of like mental
100%.
capacity because you want it to be smooth and you kind of have this thing of I'm going to start as I mean to go on. So it's like you try to be really strict and set expectations.
I know what you mean.
And the kids are like, Linda, what are you being like that for? Because it's a new term. At least just make me feel like I'm a good teacher, for God's sake.
I know, bless them, but we said it last time. They see straight through it.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
amazing with it.
But I've just started like this really exciting project with one of my girls, so I'm really happy about that. We're nurturing aloe plants as a business.
That's wicked.
So she's going to be selling the aloe plants because you can pack them up and sell them through the post.
Love that.
Yeah. But she's really creative, so I'm getting her to do like the logo, the name, all the posters, the branding. Hence, like, Miss, your branding's just like on your.
Oh, I love that.
You know, so yeah, hands on learning, and this is what I love about alternative education, that she's going to be getting so many skills.
Definitely.
Her English, she's done more writing today than I've been able to get out of her in any other lesson. The maths, you know, all of those skills are going to be being used.
Just shows if you put some. So there's some interest involved that
But,
actually benefits them. The
yeah,
amount better they do.
Mainstream wouldn't be allowed to just go, right, okay, let's all start an enterprise as our English lesson. But it's a shame because you're going to still pack in so much like learning.
I bet it's not that hard to figure out. But
Yeah, certainly. Put me in charge. Any Jane Hunt, MP, education, talk to me. I've got ideas. I've got experience. I've got energy. I'm here. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that call.
Are you watching Jane Hunt? You should be.
Come on. Let's talk education.
This is where the hot topics are discussed.
So talk about hot topics. So you got rather overheated at the weekend, didn't you?
Oh my word! So I went camping, which was
I'm a convert now.
I'm there all the time now. Just like check me out. And I keep being told that it's the end of summer, so I packed a pair of shorts and like just to be comfortable, but I didn't realise it was going to be like just blaring sun on my face, which while I was there, I didn't get sunburn. I did put sun cream on, I was fine. But the top of my head, it just went through my hair, obviously. The next day I woke up and oh my God, my head was sore, all my joints were sore, all my skin was sore. I've got so much makeup on right now. I'm so happy that this camera isn't that expensive. So it's not showing up all the detail.
I'm always happy about that. It's like, it makes my complexion look great.
I know, yeah, baby face me. But can't get rid of these bits yet. But anyway, so yeah, I've been dealing with sunstroke for the past.
Thank goodness that she
since
is
the weekend.
ready for tonight.
But I'm back.
Can I just point out the chat?
Wow, you are here for the right episode.
I know. This is
Shout out to DJ Smokey. Lucky me, two beautiful ladies. Are either of you single? You, sir, must have known we are doing unsolicited messages. Welcome. Welcome.
Oh, no.
No, I think it doesn't matter the answer to that.
I was literally just going to say, does the answer to that matter? Does anything hinge on the answer to that?
Is this how people try dating now? Because I hate Tinder. The idea of going online dating sounds
You've got to know
horrible.
if someone's single.
But checking in on someone's live stream and just
Oh, why not?
half impressed,
I'm
half like,
impressed.
oh dear sir, and check the name of the. Oh,
This
peace
is
and love,
great.
DJ
Yeah.
Smokey. You've just given me the best moment. That's amazing. I'm fine with you having an affair if you're.
So the answer doesn't matter if we're single or not.
It's DJ Smokey. We might need the.
Input. What music do you DJ Smoker? We love music. This is great. I love how all the girls have gone pretty quiet as well. I'm single though, so no trouble on my side.
Right.
And you're not trouble then, DJ Smokey. This makes me think that you are trouble. How many other live chats have we got hit up, right?
It's not the only live chat that you've got going on in your life. DJ Smokey, don't play me like that. Word.
The streets.
We're never going to get to this document.
Good.
Are you a plant? Did you you were sent here to derail us so that you didn't discuss these messages? Literally, you can't see the doc next to it, but I'm just highlighting something there. And it's anyway. We should get to the doc. We should start the episode. There's someone in the chat that I think would
for you guys
benefit.
Live,
You're gonna
I'm
learn
just gonna
something.
show you the chat just so that you can see. Hopefully, you can see what's going on there.
You're supposed to entice them to come over to YouTube. If you want to see the chat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you want to see the chat, if you want to get involved in the chat, come over to YouTube. Right. So
I've just thought we're sat on a bed. Mans think we're doing something different.
maybe
This isn't a no.
this isn't that kind of live chat.
We're professionals, DJ. Right. So I think a really good way to start.
I love it.
DJ Smokey, you'll like this. Opening new window.
So we're going to get stuck into the topic then of, for those of you that are still live and kicking with us, unsolicited messages.
Yeah, I think a really good article to start this discussion off is one recently from June. Etihad Airways worker used online data to WhatsApp me, says British woman.
Airline data.
Airline data. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
And you can read the whole article if you go to The Guardian. Basically, I'll show you the post straight to her. Right. The guy who works for the Etihad airline used my personal data, which he found via the airline database, after seeing my passport to get my phone number and proceeded to text me. Terrifying experience travelling alone. So it starts with her saying, hey, have seen you from Abu Dhabi, was the first message. And she questioned him, how did you get my number? He said, I searched you in the system, then clarified that, as you can see here, he meant the airline. Sorry for troubling you. If I'm disturbing you, just block me. Oh, your flight's boarding, by the way. He's actually trying to be helpful in that one, he thinks. But this just sparks so many, like, no, what's happening? What's happening?
It's kind of like your phone, your personal number is your safe space.
Right.
I'm just relating, like she said, she's travelling alone as well. And obviously I've done a lot of that. And I just literally was thinking then, how would I feel if that happened to me? And you would feel like somebody had crept into your space uninvited.
100%.
Yeah.
Like you're trusted to, it's one of them moments where you're surrounded by so many people you don't know. It's a really high pressure, tense situation. Most people are terrified of flying in general for multiple reasons. And the airport is a terrifying place. Since 9/11, unfortunately, it's just been a high, tense place, whether it's actually stuff going on or it's just paranoia. It's hard to be in an airport. So this kind of approach terrifies me.
Anything similar would be like if you're waiting for a table in a restaurant. Well, no, in fact, you've booked a table at a restaurant, so you've given your mobile number over the phone. And then you've gone and had that dinner.
Right, yeah.
And a waiter or somebody or waitress or whatever has seen you, liked you, and then got your number up from that.
Exactly.
And this is the thing, we don't want to overreact because it's just a bad judgment call, really, isn't it? But it's that kind of lasting effect that it depended on the person that is the receiver.
100%. And I feel like I don't want it to be left on women or the people on the receiving end to be the ones to have to work out if they're in trouble or not. We should be making it very clear from a young age on what's an okay way to approach people and what's not. Because a lot of these examples, I'll show you here from mine, you can easily argue that they are just people being kind.
And this is the thing, can we just nip back to that chat? We've had a bit of input, which is quite interesting because...
What are you saying, DJ?
He's agreeing that it's creepy unless she was proper fit. So this is the thing, is it almost that we...
You're just giving us all the key talking points, and I appreciate it because I'd forget them if you weren't giving enough of them. So, the amount of hotness that she is depicts on how okay it is to approach her in that way.
I think how we read that though is that if a girl's a once in a lifetime or a guy's a once in a lifetime, where you're like, oh my god, they're so beautiful, you might be more inclined to make a bad decision because you're you're being fueled by emotion and hormones rather than your brain, which is saying, no, this is bad.
Yeah, I know. I feel like this is where we've seen so many Hollywood movies, haven't we? And if you're a romantic, I'm definitely a romantic. The idea of someone just coming up to you in the streets, in public, you are beautiful, and it just like, but it just doesn't ever play out that way.
Well,
I think that's the problem.
This is the point. If this girl thought this guy was really hot, would she have complained? Or not as in that girl, sorry, that sounds like I'm victimizing and stuff, but is there a scenario where someone would receive this message and be like, yes, then I'm so glad he did that because I thought he was hot too?
100%. There are going to be instances where people are like, my hero, this was fate, this was meant to happen. But it shouldn't be rested on that. That idea of a fantasy is way thinner than the actual fear and trauma that actually happens in the world. You know, you've got human trafficking, you've got all these different things that are recruiting people
around the digital world as well.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to decipher what's real and what's not. If you see someone in public that is so breathtakingly beautiful that you don't know how to handle it,
tell them.
Go up to them right there and then. If you haven't got the chance, then it wasn't meant to be. I'm sorry to break it.
I trust in the process like that. If it was meant to be, I'll bump into them again.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Goes into stalker territory once you start going
approaching.
Yeah, in an illegal way, by the way, going into your company's records to find private details.
Just going back to the idea of it being like romantic or a nice thing. Eventually, if it kind of ended up the beginning of a love story. There was one time, and I'm sure Lou is going to be thinking about this, and I'm sure she won't mind me sharing this story. So here we go. Once upon a time, when we were sharing a flat back in our 20s, she was still hairdressing back then. So this one afternoon, she's cut this guy's hair, and she's come home and told me about him because he was quite good looking and all the rest of it, and they'd really got along. And then later on that night, he had put on Spotted where we lived, the village. Does anybody know like a really fit hairdresser? Like I had my hair cut by her earlier, like, and I'd love to kind of get in contact with her. And our mutual friend had seen it and tagged Lou saying, "Is this you?" And obviously it was. So they did end up going for a drink together.
That's amazing.
It didn't pan out into the big love story, but that isn't as, I don't know, is it? Because he did shout her out on social media, but he didn't know her name.
He didn't go into like public, into private records to determine, you know, you can't force fate like that if that's what it's going to be, because then it's not as like natural as it was. If you can just put out onto the internet, does anyone know this person? You know, it's almost like the Cinderella glass slipper. That is actually Cinderella. So
yeah, you quite like that one, but like you say, that's where there's a boundary then, isn't it?
Exactly.
Because you've not taken to there is data protection in place at the minute as well, which is so strict. You know, like if I'm not allowed to take personal photos of the kids on my phone. It has to be a work phone, and you're not allowed to store anything on your phone that's professional. And we are given training about that so consistently that I can't imagine that this guy hasn't been told a million times that not to do that.
It's not good behaviour, is it?
No.
It's but not all of them are. Like you say, you can easily argue that some of these are not as
definitely
scary.
The chat's just made a really good point as well. DJ Smokey, we're loving having you on here, mate. This is brilliant. I don't know how. That there can be a cultural element of what's okay in one culture is not okay in another kind of thing. But that again comes down to what we're trying to express as on a whole.
Yeah. That
certain cultures do treat women in a way that's not acceptable. And I get it.
Respecting your culture and your religion or whatever that is one thing, but also at the same time respecting that I don't agree with that and having that.
Yeah, and that's,
do you know what I mean? And on top of everything, safeguarding is, as a, you know, a profession that I'm in, is what I care about the most.
Lou's just said about the Facebook thing as well. It wasn't a violation of private information, and that's the thing. A violation, that's how you would feel. But a was just a public declaration, and I suppose that's the thing. That is, it's you don't mind that. I am the hot hairdresser.
That missed connections page that you get, you know, it's on the metro where people have like seen each other on the way to work or something. You put out this message. I always wondered, do any of them work? And I feel like I've just had it answered for me. I love that, Lou.
Yeah, it was. It was a very fun part of that time, defo.
So I wanted to show this one because I've got a few here that I want to show. They're all in different categories, I suppose. Again, just a nice message, you could argue.
Yeah, you're.
As you can see, I've not replied.
Yeah.
And you know, being in a relationship isn't the only reason that people wouldn't reply. That might be mine. But even if I wasn't, that's not okay. We appreciate it. You can say what you want. That's one of them, like, that's a you thing. You can do whatever you want. I can also do whatever I want, and I'm not going to reply to that.
Yeah.
Because you're basing this whole interaction, first comment you can see, this is the start, on my appearance. You can ask me anything, you can tell me anything, and you've gone with that, and I just, and then after no reply, getting the replying to a story. It's making hints is a really good thing, and I feel like if you're neurodivergent, this might be something that's actually really difficult. I know that I struggle to read social cues a lot of the time, and this is where I've learned this. Do you know what I mean? This doesn't come natural to me.
And the thing with neurodivergency and flirting, I mean, the amount of people I speak to that they're like, I don't know if somebody is flirting with me because they don't pick up on those cues. It's just an absolute. Because in some ways I prefer the direct approach, but like you say, the direct approach could be, I really love what your account is doing. Are you into mental health then? Or, you know, you can.
To me, there's a
ask me
difference
about
in being direct.
Yeah.
And this is just,
it's when it's based just purely
it's
on
reducing
your looks.
me to, just try harder, I suppose. No hate to this person. There's a reason I've can't block this out. I'm not trying to ruin people's life. So this is another example of let it go. If the person isn't replying, it's not because, especially in this instance, if often I haven't replied just because I'm terrible at replying. This again wasn't one of those instances. Can you see it starts with seeing you?
Yeah,
that's terrifying. What do you mean? I've never met this person in real life. Just to give this they've got rid of their name now and their picture or whatever. But I don't know this person. Never met them.
Yeah, that's pretty
Seen
intimidating.
You. See me where? I don't. So yeah, as you can tell, I was probably very scared in that one. So again, it's just
that awareness raising again, isn't it? Like,
exactly.
A lot of people say, well, why do we need more awareness? Well, clearly we do, because people are not aware of how they're making others feel, because in their mind they've got one narrative. Well, this person understands where I'm coming from, or this person's going to appreciate what I'm saying. But what if this person's got a million things on their plate and unresolved trauma and domestic violence going on that you don't know about? This person could have so much going on, and then it's the whole taking it personally when you don't reply thing, innit? As though you've then personally offended them for not getting involved with this interaction that you didn't ask for, kind of thing.
It's trying to like you say, I understand that this person isn't going to kill me. I don't think so. I think they're just trying to flirt and be nice. Yeah. And I feel like quite often, especially for women, they're told that, oh, he's just being nice, and they're told that to so much to the point that they trust the wrong person, and that happens way more. And it's just trying to get across that you aren't meaning to be threatening. Yeah. But it is coming across a little bit threatening, a little bit it's hard to explain, because then that's what I mean. There's a part of me feeling guilty for this person right now, which I shouldn't have to.
But again, it's that lack of awareness on their part, lack of education, the fact that we do tend to mollycoddle the male of the gender in the sense of, oh, bless them, they don't know any better, they're just thinking with their or
exactly.
You know, that's just the way they are. You know, they're just
we're doing them a disservice by saying stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm loving it because DJ Smoke is taking this one seriously and he's saying it is creepy. But can I just
report that one to the police if I were you?
But I love, before this, I once announced my love for a girl over the Asda tannoy and she loved it.
Love that.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Unless she was a strict, did you just follow her to Asda? She didn't know who you were. Like, girl in the pink top, I followed you here and I love you. No, I'm sure it was your girlfriend.
Did you find out details that you knew that she lived near here and going to that shop at some point, and then, because that's not okay. But what you've just said, that's really romantic. Really, I love cute. That. Yeah. If that happened to me, yeah, all right, DJ Smoke, you might have won me over there.
It sounds like he's
No, I went to school with her. That's so cool.
It sounds like he's very open with his emotions and got a lot of love to give, kind of thing.
We love that DJ.
Yeah.
Pure art going. I love it. I like it. So,
oh my goodness, there's a lot of
this one again. This will astound you. Everyone I've shown this to has laughed their head off. And also, so I've gone very hard on this person. Don't
don't judge her for being a complete.
For my response in this, I would. It was no time for messing with me. But as you can see, it starts with slapper.
Oh, I've not got my specs on, so I can roughly see, but I didn't realise that what it said. I thought it might say stepper or something.
I was trying to make it bigger, but. So, we start with slapper, just randomly. Never met this person in my life. Excuse me? Oh, soz, it was just a question. Well, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's not a question.
That's not a question, and I'm not an idiot, and I'm also not a slapper. And then goes with the audacity. Are you single? Like I'm even going to be at all interested. I'd rather be with DJ Smokey right now. Love hearts in the chat. Love you, DJ Smokey. So yeah, I kind of laid into this guy.
Yeah.
What an effing group. How do you do it? How you doing? Making yourself feel good by sending bollocks to girls' pages. I literally left a comment on my page saying congrats. Oh yeah, that had also happened from me passing university. Sent like this little that I hadn't messaged.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that meant.
Are you okay, bro?
You okay, bro? Take a fucking hike. How do I get across? Did I? I'm sorry. I don't even know what that bit's for. But he's sorry. But, you're dirty, man. Go away. You're effing gross. Thanks. Okay. And I was like, no, not okay.
Yeah, so this is you trying to teach a bit of a lesson, and this is kind of what the episode's about.
It's a teachable moment.
Yeah.
DJ Smokey already knows not to mess with me. I love you, DJ Smokey. You're giving me so much content. So, as a get some self-respect. Self-awareness and some self-respect. This is how you manage message girls on the internet. I can always guarantee you're on your own right now. It's sad. Be better, because that's fucking disgusting the way you're being. You messed with the wrong girl. Posting this to all convo to my stories. You aren't doing this to any of my other friends.
Oh, did he reply?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You're actually right.
Oh.
I do need to... Man just doesn't want me to put it on my story.
Oh, okay.
You're actually right. I do need to learn. And I think this is a wake-up call. Sometimes drink just makes guys think they can talk to girls like trash, and it's wrong. I mean, I understand having a drink and thinking you can fucking get a bit leery with your life. But it's not okay to get leery with your wife. But I understand how that can easily be slipped into more than just accidentally sending crap to a stranger online.
Well, I suppose
are okay, but I'm just saying one is easier to afford.
Yeah, the society that we do live in, though, is a lot of neurodivergents are online because it's the dopamine slot machine. There's a lot going on, and a lot of them are living from behind a screen. So if you're drinking, living from behind a screen, you're sending these messages, you just forget that there's if this guy is now watching this to suddenly see you as a talking human and discussing it, it does suddenly dawn on you like, they're a person, it's not just this anonymous screen kind of thing.
Exactly.
I like that you said that. No, just the ones with problems, don't tar all men with that, because that is the trouble, isn't it? We're not trying to say all men send unsolicited messages.
You don't realise I'm sat on a sofa with my guy, who I know isn't doing this,
and
would never do this.
Yeah.
And I can highly speak to that, say that about most of the men that I have. One of the men that I keep in good company, so yeah. I just don't say that about men. I don't just say that about drinkers as well. I know plenty of alcoholics that would never send this message.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
So, yeah, goes on to keep saying sorry, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. It's just this moment, reading this back, he's trying to get at my...
But like, it's trying to, you feel sorry for
I do start feeling bad. Reading this back, I do feel bad. And there's a part of me that always wanted to know who this was, because I never found out. So, there's the element as well.
And the point that DJ Smokey's just raised, that during lockdown, this was a lot more rife. And that's when I got my message from that
was it really?
Guy saying about, you're not even pretty enough to be sharing this stuff or whatever. That was during lockdown. And to be honest,
okay.
when I just said about there's a lot of people living behind a screen, my image that I had in my mind was sitting in that little shed that I had at home during lockdown, drinking on a screen, because we were isolated, weren't we? So you know, I think a lot of people fell into that trap, and I think definitely one of the things in school that we should be talking about more is what is it okay to, you know, well, just I think what I saw was a really funny TikTok video where somebody was having a conversation and they were just reading messages like that backwards and forwards, and it makes you realise how daft it sounds if you actually were having a conversation
out loud. Yeah. Half of these, I'm almost certain 95% of these would never get said out loud to you in person. It's this idea of this guise that a keyboard warrior behind a screen can give you. It's just like, it's very strange.
So can we? I'm looking at the time. We are kind of coming to the close of the wrap up. So that has led perfectly. You've just said about these are all online. I was talking to a lady at work earlier and telling her that this was the topic tonight, and I was like, it's such a shame we're kind of before watershed, as it were, because I had this guy announce something to my face when I walked in a pub. And when I told her what it was, she was just like howling, she was like, I'd love to have been a fly on the wall. But I was like, it is funny when you tell the story, but it wasn't funny at the time.
Right.
So basically, me and my friend, I don't know, big group of us, whatever, walked into this local pub, and this lad turned around and just went, I would smash your back doors in. Right?
Oh my God. So the whole
thing. And I was like, but this thing isn't uncommon for me. This is something that's gone on my whole life, but it's only as I've got older that I've realised it's not on, it's out of order. And I always respond in a way to make them not embarrassed, because I'm so embarrassed for them that
we need to own that.
I don't respond in a way where I show them up, and I should. And then I kind of get angry with myself for thinking, why didn't you just tell them to go fuck themselves or whatever? But there's something about being brought up to be polite, and you know, you just allow these things, and that's how these things end up getting out of control.
100%.
You know, because for me, would you now? I would. Well, that kind of insinuates no consent whatsoever, and smash your back doors in to me just sounds threatening. There's nothing about that makes me think, ooh,
good time,
tempting. Like, you know, like,
sign me up.
And then there was another one. I started writing these things down. I started writing a blog called Things Men Say, because it had got to the point where it was like, I've had that many things said to me that I'm just going to make something out of this. Like, let's all have a laugh out of it.
You've got to have a laugh about it. But
there was once when I walked into the pub, and this guy I knew, but not well, and he just went, you could have made an effort. And I was like, sorry, what?
Really? Because he just said that he
followed the same day. But by then I'm dressing down, like, oh God, like, I better wear like the worst things I've possibly got so that nobody announces they want to have sex with me. But yeah, like, and he said he could have made an effort, but with him, because I did know him, I just turned around and went, all right, yeah, nice one. And I was like, I actually did, and I'm actually going to a party. So I was in like house, like, you know, when you dressed up for like a house party, it was that kind of look, like trackies, you know, real casual look. So, you know, he just made this comment, and then he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I just didn't even, I know you didn't think, but that's the point. You know, like, why should I have hurt feelings because you don't think?
Why was that a natural reflex in your vocabulary? Why did that come out?
Were you upset that I didn't turn you on when I walked in through the door? Is that where this came from?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot you. I didn't know you were going to be here. I'd have pushed my tits off. I'd have made myself known.
Oh, that's so sweet. Can you read that?
You girls could have any man you wish. You're beautiful inside and out. You're fun and cool.
Thank you very much. And this hopefully is what we're gonna show the world, that everybody is a fuller picture, more than a label. So even if your label is the fit one, you're more than that. You're more than just your attractiveness, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
And make sure there's more than that, so that you do feel like a well-rounded person, you know?
Definitely. And if you're getting comments people telling you that you're not pretty enough and whatever, that says way more about them. Don't ever take them comments to heart. Everyone is beautiful. Everyone is gorgeous.
It is ironic, isn't it, that people feel that they can say things like that to people.
It's always the thumb in a fucking football shirt. Like, it's never like this hot bloke being like, "You're gross." You just don't have. It doesn't happen. Brad Pitt has never told any woman she's minging. George Clooney has never told a woman that she looks gross.
Do you mean
It
because
doesn't happen.
they're polite and
They're gentlemen. I'm sure
yeah.
someone will clip some time they did now.
Well, one of the huge issues that we have got is the culture that comes through with music. So with my young people, a lot of the music is talking about the bitches and the hoes and having loads of them, and they literally are addressed as women as me in the music. So even the girls are singing along and thinking, well, that's my role in this, all of this, to be one of the side bitches. And
that aspect of being the side bitch is not. Don't aspire to that.
It's a lot easier being the side bitch than the main bitch, but
Tell me more.
yeah, well, we used to have this like conversation when we were younger that do you want to be the girlfriend being cheated on, or do you want to be the side bitch that ain't got no worries?
This, but I know what
Exactly.
you mean.
This is the unfortunate thing, isn't it? Like, oh, like, those my choices are they? I get to be cheated on, or I get to be the one that's causing another girl misfortune and pain.
Okay, yeah. Given the choice between the two, then I'll happily join you on that one.
But I can't remember what I was saying.
It's about the culture. There's like driven. There's music. There's social media. All these different like video games. All these different things, and they reflect society.
Yeah. Well, they encourage this behaviour, and then something that I caught a bit of. I've not gone down a wormhole looking into it yet. Was Ice Cube stating the other day that in America, the same people that own the music label own the private prisons, and they get paid more money when they put out certain music. They get paid more or promoted more or taken on when they're talking about certain things. So why are the prison owners making sure that this society continues? Because they're in that business. So they want to keep the whole thing going.
The whole aspect of a prison being a private business, for one, is a big no-no. Socialist, fucker, don't trust me. That should not be privatised.
Businesses now as well. This is the thing.
It's all ridiculous. You can see it. They've started to have like academies here. They don't work. They've
gone downhill.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're trying to do the American way with that as well. But yeah, if we can spend an episode on the justice system in America, particularly, how it's racist.
Yeah.
It is literally built to be racist. It is you talk about like China and like North Korea with having like slave camps and stuff like that. What do you think an American prison is? That is a slave camp. You're in a private company working for them for absolutely nothing.
Yeah. It's rigged is what I was going to put out there, and it's kind of like enjoy the music, enjoy the TV shows, but let's just be aware and awake of what's actually going on. And
yeah, we're not saying don't listen to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all fan of WAP. It's one of my favorite songs.
Oh my god.
There's a difference between like enjoying a song and then thinking, I live my life by this now.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the best thing to remember is we just got to treat others how we like to be treated. If we all did that,
100%,
we would be in a much better position to start with.
Yeah, understand what your weaknesses are when it comes to communicating. If you feel like you have anxiety when it comes to talking to people, talk to a friend, talk to a family member, look online. There's literally like how-tos on everything on YouTube, WikiHow. Practice with them, especially if you're like autistic and you really struggle with these social cues. Practice with people. Practice is what makes you end up being a great communicator. And practicing on real practicing on conversations for live audience can be hard. Run away. And now my computer's broken.
Well,
yeah, so if you're on that side, help yourself, work out what your weaknesses are, make them strengths. And if you're on the receiving end, probably don't lay into someone like I did every time, because it's not worth your stress.
Yeah.
It's not worth your energy. If you feel like you're at risk, then call authorities, make sure that you're safe. There's multiple things you can do there.
And if you're catching this podcast on the repeat, know that we are here every Wednesday, live, 7 till 8. We love interacting with people. We love new people coming on as well. So yeah, if you are catching this on a repeat episode, make sure you join us live and you can try this whole communication thing out.
Yeah, definitely. We've got less of a delay now, so we can kind of keep up with the chat, and we look forward to next week. So This is Lindsay.
And this is Steph.
We are A Different Human Design, and this is a different podcast. It's DJ Smokey. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Why is it like this? Instead of hate, it should be love, we invite it. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous. Why is it like this? Instead of hate, it should be love, we invite it. You don't agree, then
Thank you.